Hi, I'm Alicia, and I'm going to talk you through the process and the resources that you need to take something from an idea stage for an origin story into actually developing it and getting it drafted up for review into a fuller origin story. So if you've got your idea, whether it's something that's been come up with in a group session or on your own, or something that you've maybe seen in the ideas gallery, which I talked everyone through in the previous video, you would then start with the origin story template. So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you that. So this is a template table for origin story. So taking the previous example, we would put the short sentence describing the prospectus disclosure into this section called solution. Name of new contract or law. We give every clause or law idea a child's name to encourage long-term thinking and focusing on the next generation who will be most affected by the climate crisis. And what we would want to do is just go down this list. Everything in this column gives you a little bit of a brief and guidelines as to what needs to go into that cell, and just work down the name of the new contract or law with the child's name, the issue that it's tackling, the solution, which would be your 1 to 2 sentences summarising your idea, context, impact, stakeholders, and notes for users. Now, because this is a Google Doc, what we did in our last session when someone had come up with the prospectus disclosure idea was that everyone on the call, which was about 10 people, piled into this template and just started completing all of the boxes. And we had it done within about 5 minutes with 10 people working on it, and you could see everyone adding in all their ideas live as everyone was in the same document, which was really exciting. Then once that was all developed, and I'm going to show you a different example now. Oh, here we are. So we called it Ayla's clause. Ben came up with that as his next door neighbours just had a baby called Ayla. Prospectus disclosure, the area, finance, financial services and capital markets. And then here we've got numbered bullets for all of the issues that it tackles and the solutions. So this was come up with by the crowd, as it were, not by one single person. One person came up with the idea, and then we all jumped in and filled out and developed the idea into this origin story. So lots more meat on the bones in terms of impact, context, stakeholders, solution, etc. Then the third and final stage is what we call peer review. So we've got the origin story already developed, we filled out the template, and then the next stage is trying to get different people to have a look through it and give you their comments and feedback. So what we did is we take our template and we add a third column called community peer review, and you've got the origin story that's been written by a particular group or a particular individual. I just showed you the prospectus disclosure one, Ayla's clause. This is a different one which someone else came up with on their own called Ellen's clause, and it's a syndicated power purchase agreement. Theme, contracts for the future. Issue, you can read the issue, the idea for the solution, which is allowing multiple localized SMEs to participate in a PPA via a syndicate mechanism. And again, as a group, everyone just dived into this Google Doc. So we had 10 people working on it simultaneously and just adding in questions and comments in this third column called community peer review. So does this have scope beyond the UK? Good idea. Another question. Lots of questions here. And this is just the opportunity for the person or the group who has created the original origin story to just sit quietly and have a look through everyone else's comments. It doesn't really matter if those people are experts or not. The document needs to be understandable to laymen and non-experts too. and it should just really help them come up with things they may not have thought of, or potential builds or issues or further areas to research. So if you've come up with an origin story on your own, be really good to get someone else or another group to do the peer review, not necessarily defend any of their critique, but just take it on board and then assimilate the comments later on. So I have taken you through in an earlier video the idea generation, inputting it into the Airtable submission form, which goes onto the ideas gallery with all the raw ideas on. Then you take one of those raw ideas, add it into an origin story template, fill out the template either together with other people or on your own. And then the third stage, get that peer reviewed by some other lawyers in the third column alongside the content of the origin story. Hope that makes sense. Links below the video. Get in touch if you have any more questions, and enjoy.